Hey guys, today we're going to be swapping out the heating element on your electric dryer. We're going to do it in 8 easy steps. Step 1 is going to be to unplug your dryer. We want to make sure it's safe. And step 2 is going to be to remove the screws and take the back panel off. You want to take off these screws, that's where they're located. And I've got a 1/4 nut driver attachment on my drill here. Makes it real easy and real fast to get these screws off and take this panel off. You don't have to take the power cable off, you can just kind of work around it. And we just tilt it back here. There's a little lip that will release once it's tilted back and you pull it straight off. Alright, step 3 is going to be to vacuum out all around where we're going to be putting the new heating element. I just kind of like to go around everything in the back here and suck up any extra lint. A lot of times you'll find a lot of different things, coins and whatnot down along the bottom as well. But it's a really good idea to take pictures of the wires and how they go on before we start pulling them off. But that's going to be step 4. So we're going to go ahead and remove the wires and check the connections really good. Sometimes when these components go bad and they overheat, they can damage the wires. So we just want to check that and make sure that they're all good. On both sides as well. We're not really working with this side over here, but we might as well check it since we're in here. Now we'll go ahead and just pull these off, and most of the time they come off pretty easily. Otherwise you can use some needle nose pliers to assist getting those off. Alright, and step number 5 is going to be to remove the high limit thermistor, which is on top here. And then we're going to remove the heating element itself. And whenever you do this job, you want to make sure that you replace the heating element, the high limit cycling thermostat, which is attached to the heating element. And you can see this heating element here is damaged, completely broke off and arc welded to itself. And I'm not sure if I show it, but the metal on it is also bowed pretty good. And these are cheap Amazon parts that were put on here. They don't last, and they're not made of the same materials as OEM parts. Speaking of OEM parts, there's your part number. This is an OEM kit from partsdoctor.com. Just about the same price you'd find on Amazon, but much better quality parts. Now this is the full kit. You may not need everything in the kit, but what we are going to use is you have the heating element itself, then you have what's called the cycling thermostat. It attaches there, right there on the bottom, and then you also have the high limit thermistor. These are the parts we're going to be using today. So this is the cycling thermostat. Essentially lets the heating element get hot for a period of time. Then when it reaches a certain temperature, it shuts it off. And that's how it works. Now this is not that one. This one here is a safety thermistor. And when it trips because the bottom component, the cycling thermostat, fails and the heating element overheats and continues to heat. So it shuts it down as a safety precaution. You might need that little wiring there just in case your setup's a little different. I have a different video I can link here. Shows all about the wiring of the different setups. But this is what we're going to be using here, and we'll go ahead and attach this. There's a little tab you insert one of the holes onto. And now this little gold piece is going to slip on the left hand side of your heating element prong. This was a little tricky to get down in there, but just kind of push it down in there and it's good to go. Alright, step number 6 is going to be to put on the new parts and hook them back up. So we're going to start up top here. So one screw securing that in place. And then the heating element. It is going to slide up and on. Kind of really only one way to put it on. Just kind of line up your holes. Make sure they match and put the 2 screws that you took out back in. Now if you have to reference the picture that you took, you can. Otherwise you can kind of watch what we got going on here. There is a smaller prong for that orange wire to go on. These really only fit on their designated prongs. Then you just want to double check your connections, make sure everything's nice and tight. Same with the top. We're going to slide those back on. Doesn't really matter which way they go on up top here. I always triple check the connections before I put the back on. And this is step number 7. Now to get the back on, we do have to tilt it, give it a slant in order for the bottom little slants to line up and allow you to get it put back on there correctly. Otherwise, what's going to happen is your screw holes will be too high and you'll have trouble figuring it out, but it just kind of fits together like a little puzzle on the bottom, and the trick is slanting it back. Now we're just putting those screws back in with our drill bit. And another little tip for you to get the screw holes to line up is I always start with the outsides first and then work my way into the middle. If you start on one side and work your way over to the other side, you'll find that a lot of times the side that you end up on, the holes don't match up. You have to loosen everything up and kind of move it around. All right, now step number 8 is to plug it back in, and we are good to go. The machine has been fixed, it's ready to rock and roll, and you just saved yourself $165 compared to if you'd called out a repairman to come out and fix it for you. All right, here's the bonus tip at the end. I'm going to show you how to make sure you get the correct parts for your dryer, or for your appliance for that matter. What you're going to do is, I like to go to partsdoctor.com. Now you can go to Appliance Parts Pros or even Sears, but I found these guys have about the best price. Now once you're there, it'll give you the option to type in your model number, and a lot of times it pulls up the dryer or washer you're looking for. Now here's the heating element kit. We're going to tap on that. There's your price. Now if we scroll down, it's going to show us the manufacturer's part number. There it is there. Now I can take this part number and I can go search that, maybe try to find a better price on it. I don't really recommend Amazon anymore. However, if you try Amazon, my tips are to make sure that you look for 4 stars and above, and it needs to have 200-300 reviews at least. That's going to be it for this video, guys. Appreciate you watching. If you found the video useful or valuable, please consider sharing, and subscribing. It really helps the channel out, and it helps get this video out to more folks that do need to save some time and save some money, most importantly. So, again, thank you for watching. I hope you guys have a great day.